Hey, this is your girl Vitra Anthony with Vitra Anthony Presents. I just wanted to talk to you this morning. In my area, report cards went out. We ended our third marking period. We're going into the fourth quarter, woohoo, which means we only have 9 weeks of school left, probably 11 because you got to put in spring break and our testing week. But still, we're on the downslide. But I just wanted to take a little time to talk to you about the report cards and grading systems and how that process works. You need to understand the process. So we all know that your GPA, your grade point average, is it comes from their grades. Every letter grade is worth a point. A's are 4. B's are 3, C's are 2, D's are 1, and F's are 0. So you add up all of those and you divide it by the number of classes that your child has, and that's how you get their grade point average. Now, you need to understand that because grade point average makes a big difference when your child is trying to get into particular classes, especially when they get to high school or even at college when they're trying to apply for different scholarships and things of that nature, okay? But let's talk about the process. My school system, we have a 9-week grading process. So that means at the beginning of the quarter, the child starts out with basically all A's, and then halfway into the quarter, which for us is 4 weeks, at about 4.5 weeks, we send out a progress report. This progress report tells you how your child is doing in each class. It should give you a rough idea as to what's going on in the class, if your child is keeping up, if they're falling behind. Hi, good morning. If your child is falling behind in the class or whatever, good morning, Spain, good morning. So you need to pay attention to that progress report. In between that beginning of the quarter and those 4 weeks, you need to be asking questions. Good morning, good morning. You need to be asking questions. You need to know what is the process in this teacher's class. At my school, our students keep the same language arts, math, science, social studies teacher all year, but their other classes change throughout the school year, so they get their specials or related classes, as we call them, will change every 9 weeks. So with every new 9 weeks or with every new marking period, students receive a new process of how grades are done or how grades are established. So you need to make sure that you are familiar with how that happens. If your child is coming home day after day after day with nothing, no books, no study guides, no notes, no homework, no nothing, you need to be asking some questions. You need to show up at the school. You need to find out from the teachers, what's the process? Some students could be on block scheduling. If they're on block scheduling, some block scheduling, the classes are 90 minutes long. They are designed for the teacher to cover more information, but also for the kids to not have to have so much homework. So if they're on block scheduling, maybe they won't come home with a lot of work. But if they are not, you need to ask questions. And even if they are on block scheduling, they should still be coming home with something. So if your child is at school all day, at work, just like you're at work all day, your child is at school all day long, and they are not bringing anything home that gives you any clue as to what's going on in class, you need to ask questions. And don't just ask your child questions. Don't just take nothing for an answer. Kids will come home and you ask, what'd you do at school today? And they say, oh, we didn't do anything. Don't believe that. That child did not sit in that building for 8 hours and do absolutely nothing. That's not true. So don't believe that. Don't accept that as an answer. Okay? So in that first 4 weeks are very crucial. It's that first 4 weeks that, number one, you learn the grading process of all the teachers. That's when the rules and the expectations are established. And you need to know the protocols for those teachers. And then they usually have a midterm or something that covers the first 4 weeks of information. And so then the kid will come home with a progress report. So from the progress report, then you usually have 4 to 4.5 weeks left to get that final grade. That's when you really have to crunch. Whatever information you found out in that first 4 weeks, then you take that information and you have to put it into use. If the teacher tells you, hey, you know what, the problem with your student is they just won't be quiet, then you have to believe that your child just won't be quiet, and that's why they're not getting what they need. Or if the teacher says, hey, your child comes to class every day, but they're not prepared, then you need to ask the teacher, what does being prepared look like to you? What does my child need so they can be prepared for school? Now, if you can go out and buy Jordans and Nikes and American Eagle and all that other stuff, you can buy pencil, paper, calculator, a dictionary, whatever they need to be successful. But it's up to you to find out this information. How do you find out this information? By asking questions. That's it. Asking questions. So from the 4 week mark, from the midterm mark to the end of the 9 weeks, now you have to take all of that information that you've gained and you really have to push your child. And sometimes that might mean changing their schedule. Sometimes it might mean that you have to be friends with another family that has the same mindset that you have. Sometimes it might mean that you can't play baseball this week, or you got to take a break from basketball, or we have to change our schedule. You can't go over grandma's and play all afternoon. You got to come home and get some work done. So you have to take that step. You have to know. You have to understand the process. And once you understand the process, you can get your child on that road to success like that. But you got to understand the process. How am I going to understand the process? You have to ask questions. You have to ask questions. This is your girl, Vetra Anthony, with Vetra Anthony Presents. Follow me on Facebook, Preparing My Child for Success. I'm here every morning, 6:10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Periscope. All of my Periscope videos get loaded to my YouTube page. YouTube is Vetra Anthony. I'm starting workshops the end of April. If you go to my Facebook page, as soon as the workshops get finalized, all of the information for the workshops will be listed on my Facebook page. So follow that Facebook page. Have a fabulous Friday. I am so happy that it's Friday. It's been a long week. I got new kids this week, and we've been learning each other, and I've been explaining the process to them. So have a fabulous Friday. I'll see you again on Monday. Work on things over the weekend. Make sure you read. Have your child read something. A newspaper article, a magazine article, whatever. Have your child read something this weekend. See you later. Have a fabulous weekend. See you on Monday.